Hawks Live is fueled by Georgia Natural Gas and maybe the start of a new win streak. The Hawks have won 12 of 13 as they blitz the Warriors in the second half, coming out with a 25-5 run to start the third quarter and get the victory 126-110. Jonathan Kuminga visiting with his old teammate Steph Curry after the game. They spent about, a minute or two on the court talking it over, and then Steph signing autographs. After that discussion on his way out, the Warriors hope to have him back sooner rather than later from his patellofemoral injury. 2 Chainz in the house as well, and he saw a fun result for the Hawks in the second half as they outscored the Warriors by 14 after the break and win it by 16. Welcome to the floor at State Farm Arena. Matt Weiner, Brian Alver with you. And the Hawks really took control of what was a tight game in that first half. As predicted, or discussed, I should say, in the pregame, Warriors threw it all over the gym. The Hawks were accommodating and took advantage of that. We'll talk about all that. But first, the star turn for Mo Gueye in the starting lineup tonight, 16 and 10. And he spoke with Madison afterward.
Mo, it was a 2-point game at the half. How did you all get a 16-point win?
It's a back-to-back. Legs kind of heavy. Going from a pretty hard game yesterday against Houston. So just trying to get our legs back on us and really just do what we do, like be on defense, create turnovers so I can lead our offense.
You entered the starting lineup tonight, had 16 points, 10 rebounds, were a perfect 6 for 6 from the field, 4 for 4 from 3. What was your mindset as you came into the starting lineup?
It don't change much for me if they're a starter or not. I'm just ready to go every time they need me, and I was ready to go tonight, and we got the dub.
Yeah, you've now won 12 of your last 13 games. What does it feel like right now to be a part of this team and the streak that you all are on?
It feels great. Winning solves everything, and we play for each other. Hopefully we keep it going because we need to. We're trying to get to the playoffs.
So I don't know if you can hear, Mo, because I know you're locked in down here, but I went up to the 404 crew tonight. They told me you're their favorite player, and we were all chanting, Mo Gueye, Mo Gueye, Mo. So can you do it with me? Can you do it?
I do be hearing you sometimes, but not a lot. But I love them too, man. They the best. That's why we play.
What does it feel like to be embraced by this fan base? And how about this guy, Jonathan Kuminga?
That's the best. That's all you can hope for. And, we just trying to make them proud. Do whatever it takes.
Oh, thanks for the time. Congrats.
All right, Madison, thank you so much. Mo Gueye filling in for Jalen Johnson. He's going to occupy a different role, obviously, in terms of what he brings to the table. You could never have expected the three-point shooting, the shot efficiency from Mo, in addition to the rebounding. He's going to play hard coming in. All that offensive stuff, most of that's a bonus.
But here's the thing is that we talked about in the pregame, is that a lot of times you have guys that are going to fill in.
They knocked down 13 threes. He's a huge fan favorite, of course, and you hear that Mo Gueye chant every time he does something. I've talked to him about that before as well. He does hear it. He said he doesn't hear it all the time, but he does hear it, and I think it's safe to say he likes it.
Oh, I would. It's huge, and it's nice when you get the love from the fans like that, and they appreciate how you play.
All right, I mentioned the turnovers. We talked about it before the game. The Warriors are always vulnerable on that front. They gave it up, 21 times tonight, and the Hawks took advantage with 38 points off those turnovers, and that's a Ford key.
Yeah, but that's one of the things, Matt, that we talked about, and the fact that part of what the Hawks recipe is for doing great and playing and getting wins is the points off of turnovers. I thought they did a good job of being able to open up that third quarter on a 15-0 run. And the Warriors team and what they had on the floor was going to turn the ball over. Hawks turned their defense up to another level. It was huge. It paid dividends.
That 15-0 run, part of a larger 25-5 spurt to start the third quarter. C.J. McCollum had 13 of those points during the 25-5 run. Meanwhile, Dyson Daniels was an offensive dynamo in that first half with shot making and forcing things into the paint, which creates all sorts of opportunities for the Hawks offense.
I thought that when the Hawks came out and the offense sputtered, not having Jalen Johnson, he was the guy. It was huge for the Hawks. He came up big.
Those 28 points tie a career high for Dyson Daniels. And I'll have to check the last time he took 17 shots in a game, but the efficiency was there. No complaints from the Hawks' point of view. They get the win tonight. Maybe start a new streak. We'll find out. And the Grizzlies coming on Monday. And buddy, the margin was 16 here tonight. And the Hawks end up shooting just under 54% for the game. That number was over 50% virtually the entire night, thanks to efficient shooting performances by guys like C.J. McCollum.
I thought, again, guys filled in where they needed to. You knew that you were going to, thanks to the Lakers.
Former Hawk Luke Kennard, who hit the game winner in that game.
We're in 6, Hawks fans. Keep it rolling.
Luke Kennard does his old team a favor tonight in Orlando. Inexplicably,
I thought our guys were, more focused. And to start the game, Golden State was really good. I mean, they were cutting harder than us. They were defending. They did a lot of things, and I thought they were more aggressive. And I thought in the third quarter, even the first possession defensively, our level went up, and that's been the key for us. Just to guard. I mentioned Dyson, Nikhil, all those guys. Just the whole team just took their level up defensively. We got some stops and were able to get out and get some easier, better looks. And obviously CJ's shot making during that stretch was really, really big too.
And coach, tonight Mo Gueye again, shooting the ball well, 4-4 from 3, doing what you want him to do, shooting and firing with confidence, and also defensively as well. And the back end of that question for you too, coach, but he was spirit. They bring us all tonight, how people love him, change his name, and talk about what he means to your team behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, Mo is so impactful for us on the defensive end, and he's done a really good job just being spaced and ready, and we have confidence in him shooting that ball. And, with Buddy, you just look at, how his former team, you see him through their eyes, even your opponent, and it says a lot about, who he is and what kind of teammate he is, and how selfless he is. For a guy that's made a lot of threes, I guess he's a little bit selfish when he shoots, but he has a way of impacting his teammates, whether he's on the floor or off.
Coach, we saw JJ was a late scratch. Everything okay? Was that a last-minute decision? What was the idea on that?
Yeah, I won't get into the details of it, but he's okay. Hopefully he'll be back next game. Our medical group will tell me.
Coach, you spoke about effort a few minutes ago. There were a couple of instances where you had your guys diving for balls on the floor, a lot of plays which you usually see in the college game from an effort standpoint. Just talk about what you saw there and just guys not giving up on the play when you have a lot of guys in the league who do.
Yeah, well, I think, whatever, it doesn't matter what level you're playing on. If you want to win, you're willing to do the things it takes to win. And I think in those situations, our guys responded to the game, and the game required that. And those opportunities don't always present themselves, but when they do, we had some guys that were really committed. Those loose balls are big plays, and I think even if you don't get it, it gives your team a lift.
Coach, I know we've talked a lot about Dyson's shooting this season, and he's been working on it, of course. For him to sort of see the results a little bit more tonight, just what does it say about the work?
Better than CJ, I think, tonight from 3. That's what I told him. I think that's right. You guys check the box. We feel strongly that, I've said it before, just space, and then read. And if you've got that shot, take it. And, if you don't, play make. And